video that's a little bit different today. I'm on my way to a house. These roads are so bumpy in this neighborhood. That is a little bit different. And this is a home that has been hoarded over a long period of time. And I want to create a video to show you how a realtor, or I should say how I as a realtor, go through a home with dignity. So I just want to show you how I go through a home that has been hoarded and treat it with dignity and with respect. I'm going to do a video that's a little bit different today, and I'm going to show you what it's like to work as a realtor with a home that has been hoarded and how to treat it with dignity and with respect. This home is under contract, ready to close in a couple of days. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So this home has been very heavily lived in, and at one time this belonged to someone's dad, someone's, grandpa, someone's father, maybe someone's friend, and someone's husband, someone's uncle, we don't know. But there was someone that was special to people who lived here. And I just want to show you how, for investors, this can be a great opportunity for a project that can be treated with respect, and, you can breathe new life into a home that, like I said, has been very heavily lived in. And it doesn't mean you're giving up when you sell a house as is to investors. It just means you're coming up with the right plan for your family and for that particular home, and that's okay. So this is a perfect example of just going through a home that has been hoarded over the years. There could be a lot of reasons for that. It could be health issues, it could be depression, it certainly could be just, someone's life getting away from them, having a hard time with all kinds of things. That happens, but we're human, and this was someone's special human. And I like to treat spaces with respect. And I just want people to see that homes like this, they're hard. It can be hard to go through. It can be hard to look at and wonder what someone was going through, but can definitely be tackled with respect. So you'll notice that things are pretty stacked up everywhere. That's pretty common in a hoarded home. It's just finding a way to go through the home the way that my clients are going to, and finding a way to treat all of the items with dignity and treating everything with care. And that can mean, getting rid of things that are just trash, which is fine. And my clients are really great that they're trying to make sure that they get everything else into the hands of people who will appreciate them. Believe it or not, there are some really interesting items in this home that my clients are going to make sure they get to the right people. This person was a tinkerer, and there's a lot of really interesting vintage and collectible items and all kinds of things. Even if what you see is a mess, that's okay. It can look like a mess to someone, but that doesn't mean that there's not value here, and not just sentimental value, but financial value. Like I said, someone who was a collector, we'll be able to now, pass those collectible items on to someone who's gonna think these are so cool. So we have to just really take it all in and keep things in perspective, that this might be troubling to some to go through a home like this, but for someone, this was reality. So when we put this offer in, we actually just added a note. We added a note that we were very interested in making sure that the listing agent told the family that we were going to make this offer, and we wanted to add that we were going to treat this property with respect for their loved ones, items and collections and all of the things that he was interested in. We weren't just going to come in and haul everything to the trash. And that really meant something to this family. So I think that's important. And as you can see, I'm not looking too fancy, but I've met with these clients a couple of times before. And knowing that I was coming back to this home, I just left the gym and I told them that I was going to be coming from the gym. I was just going to be in regular, just in tennis shoes or whatever. But for this property, it's okay. So yeah, it's just about going through everything. And this is really a time for, oh my gosh, I thought the camera was turned around. Anyway, this is a time for an investor to really be able to shine, because investors will look at a place like this and a really great investor will say, I know what I could do with that property, and I'm just really amazed by that. I'm a person who appreciates something like that. I love to see potential. And so, yeah, I just thought this was really neat that someone was willing to look at this and say, you know what, I can freshen that up and someone else can make new memories in here. And I think that's what it's all about, is just taking what looks like a really big task like this, an overwhelming task, and turning it into someone's new home where they can make some new memories that are going to bring a lot of joy. And I think the family members that put this home on the market for an investor really appreciate that. If you are in the Omaha area and you're feeling a little overwhelmed with a property, give me a call or shoot me a message. I'm happy to help you out. And let's see what we can do for you. I just wanted to shed some light on a situation like this with a hoarded home. These do exist. These are out there, and they are somewhat common with people who have either had, like I said, mental or physical health issues, or like I said, just have had life overwhelm them. So there is a way to go through properties like this and treat them with respect. And I'm all about treating properties with respect, whether they are just beautiful and shiny and new, or they look something like this. Everything has a story and everyone has a story. And I know my investors are going to make this an amazing place.